This video contains a truth that has changed the lives of many people. If you are having health problems and have ever felt stuck, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section so we can share useful knowledge together. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there in the first place? Maybe you opened the fridge and stared inside, wondering what you needed. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're definitely not losing your mind. It's just that, after 70, our brains need a little more love and attention to stay sharp, just like our muscles do. And the good news is, it's never too late to start. In fact, you can kickstart real, meaningful improvements in just 7 days. Today, I want to share something special with you. Imagine waking up each morning feeling mentally clear, focused, and even a little quicker than yesterday. Imagine remembering names, grocery lists, and special memories without that frustrating mental fog. You don't have to accept forgetfulness as just part of aging. You have the power to change your brain, and I'm going to show you how. In this video, we're going to walk through a simple 7-day brain training plan designed specifically for folks over 70. It's practical, it's easy to follow, and it's packed with small daily actions that add up to big results. These aren't complicated medical routines or impossible tasks. They're simple habits that work, and I've seen them make a real difference in so many people's lives, including my own patients. Before we jump in, I'd love it if you would share in the comments below. What memory challenges have you been facing lately? Is it forgetting names, misplacing items, struggling to focus? Let's create a supportive space where we can help each other out. I'll be checking the comments and offering some personalized advice too. Now, let's get started on this exciting journey together. The very first step on our 7-day plan is simple but powerful: hydration. Yes, drinking enough water. It sounds almost too easy, doesn't it? But stay with me. Dehydration is one of the sneakiest causes of mental fog, fatigue, and memory slips. Especially as we age, our brains are made up of about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can shrink brain tissue and slow down how quickly we process information. Think of your brain like a beautiful garden. Without water, the flowers wilt and the colors fade. But with regular watering, everything stays vibrant and full of life. That's exactly what happens in your brain when you drink enough water. So how much is enough? Aim for about 6 to 8 glasses a day. More if it's hot or if you're moving around a lot. Keep a favorite glass or bottle nearby and take small sips throughout the day. If you're not a fan of plain water, add a slice of lemon or cucumber for a little flavor. You might be surprised at how much sharper and more energetic you feel within just a couple of days. Now, once you're well hydrated, it's time to stretch not just your legs, but your mind. That brings us to our second step: daily brain games. You know how you need to exercise your body to keep it strong? Your brain needs exercise, too. But here's the trick: not just any activity will do. You need activities that challenge you just a little bit, things that make you think in new ways. I'm not talking about sitting down with a thick math book or studying ancient history, unless that sounds like fun to you. I'm talking about simple, enjoyable games like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, memory card games, or even learning a few words in a new language. Anything that gets your brain working in ways it's not used to is like sending it to the gym. For a workout, one of my patients, Joe, who's 76, started doing a simple memory game every morning over coffee, matching words with pictures online. Within a few weeks, he noticed he wasn't forgetting where he left his keys anymore. It became easier to recall names at his weekly church group. And the best part? He actually looked forward to it. It became part of his morning routine, like brushing his teeth. You don't have to spend hours doing this. Start with just 10 minutes a day. Make it fun. Invite a friend or family member to play along with you if you like. The important part is to keep showing up for yourself every day. It's the consistency, not the difficulty, that makes the biggest difference. Now that we've planted the seeds of hydration and mental stimulation, it's time to nourish them. And that brings me to the third important step: feeding your brain the right foods. Yes, what you put on your plate can either boost or block your memory. And it's not about fancy superfoods or expensive supplements. It's about simple, delicious choices you can make at every meal. But let's take a pause here for a moment. You're doing great just by being here, investing in your health and your future. This is your time to feel clear, confident, and connected to the world around you. Let's keep this momentum going because the next thing we'll talk about can light up your brain in ways you may not have felt in years. One of the most powerful ways to nourish your brain is by choosing foods that protect it from inflammation and help build new connections. Think of it like giving your brain premium fuel instead of regular gas. One of the easiest changes you can make is adding more colorful fruits and vegetables to your plate. The brighter the color, the better. Blueberries, spinach, sweet potatoes, and carrots, all of these foods are packed with antioxidants that fight the tiny little fires that can slowly damage brain cells over time. And don't forget healthy fats. Your brain loves healthy fats. Foods like salmon, walnuts, avocado, and olive oil provide the building blocks your brain needs to create new memories and keep old ones strong. Even a simple handful of walnuts as a snack can work wonders over time. Imagine feeding your brain the way you'd care for a beautiful old tree, giving it exactly what it needs to stay strong and full of life. I often suggest picking one small food habit to start with. Maybe it's a bowl of mixed berries with breakfast, or swapping out butter for olive oil when you cook. Small choices every day can add up to a powerful difference in how you feel. Speaking of small daily choices, another vital step in our 7-day plan is protecting your sleep. Now, I know sleep can become a tricky thing after 70. Maybe you fall asleep fine, but wake up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling. Or maybe you toss and turn, unable to get comfortable. But here's something many people don't realize. Your brain uses the time you're sleeping to clean itself. It's like a janitor sweeping through at night, clearing away waste and making room for new information and memories. When you don't get enough good quality sleep, it's like your brain misses its nightly cleanup session. Over time, that buildup can make memory problems worse. But the good news? You can take simple steps to improve your sleep without needing a bunch of pills or complicated routines. One easy trick is to create a wind-down routine about an hour before bed. Turn off bright lights, shut down the TV and computer screens, and do something calming. Maybe a little gentle stretching, reading a light book, or listening to soothing music. Try to keep your bedroom cool and dark, and stick to the same bedtime and wake-up time every day, even on weekends. Your brain loves consistency, and it will reward you for it. I had a wonderful lady in my clinic, Margaret, who was 82. She struggled for years with forgetfulness and poor sleep. Once she started a simple nightly routine of drinking a cup of chamomile tea, turning off her TV early, and listening to calming nature sounds at bedtime. Her memory and mood improved dramatically. She told me she felt like a new woman just because she finally started sleeping better. Now that we've worked on giving your brain good food, good rest, and a little exercise, there's one more daily habit that can tie everything together, and that's connection. Staying socially connected is just as important for your memory as any diet, game, or supplement. When you have conversations, share stories, laugh, and even argue a little bit with friends or family, you're giving your brain a rich, beautiful workout. Loneliness, on the other hand, acts like a slow poison for the brain. It shrinks the areas responsible for memory and can make you feel older, slower, and more tired. But human connection keeps those parts of the brain alive and thriving. It doesn't have to be complicated. A quick phone call, a lunch date, a book club meeting, or even a few minutes chatting with your neighbor can spark real changes in your mind. And don't worry if you're not a big social butterfly. Even one meaningful connection a day can have powerful effects. If reaching out feels a little hard right now, start small. Maybe it's sending a postcard to an old friend or attending a local class or event that interests you. Your brain will thank you with sharper thinking, better moods, and more resilient memory. You see, by making these small but intentional choices every day, drinking enough water, challenging your mind, feeding it well, protecting your sleep, and connecting with others, you are literally rebuilding your brain's strength and vitality. You are planting seeds for a healthier, sharper future, no matter your starting point. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Every little step you take is a step toward a brighter, more connected, more joyful mind. You have so much life still to live, and your mind is a powerful part of that adventure. Now that we've laid this foundation with hydration, brain games, smart eating, good sleep, and real connection, there's still more we can do to supercharge your progress. And trust me, you're going to love what's coming next. Simple, joyful habits that make your brain stronger without feeling like work at all. One of the most joyful ways to strengthen your memory, and something I encourage everyone to do, is to learn something new. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. In fact, the simpler and more enjoyable, the better. When you take on a new skill, you challenge your brain to build new pathways. And that's exactly what keeps it young, flexible, and resilient. Maybe it's learning to play a simple tune on a piano, trying a new card game, picking up a few words in a foreign language, or even learning how to text with your grandkids. It doesn't matter what you choose. What matters is that you're stretching your brain just a little beyond its comfort zone. I remember a gentleman named Robert who started learning basic photography at the age of 79. He told me he could barely operate his old flip phone, but he bought a small camera and decided to figure it out. Within 6 months, he wasn't just taking beautiful pictures. He was also remembering little details more easily, finding words faster, and feeling more mentally sharp. He laughed and said, "Doc, I think I rewired my brain." And in a way, he did. Every time you learn something new, no matter how small, you're giving your brain a reason to grow. So think about something you've always wanted to try. Painting, gardening, knitting, woodworking, anything that sparks even a little curiosity. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. It's not about being perfect. It's about keeping your mind in motion, like a river that never stops flowing, along with learning something new. Another incredibly important piece of our 7-day plan is practicing mindfulness. Now, before you roll your eyes or think this sounds too fancy, hear me out. Mindfulness is simply the practice of being fully present in the moment, paying attention to what's happening around you and inside you without getting distracted or overwhelmed. When you practice mindfulness, you help calm the brain's constant chatter and reduce stress. And stress, as you probably know, is one of the biggest enemies of memory. Chronic stress pumps chemicals into your brain that can actually shrink the parts involved with learning and recall. But when you slow down, breathe deeply, and focus on what you're doing right now, you give your brain space to repair, recover, and build stronger memory networks. It can be as simple as sitting quietly for 2 minutes and paying attention to your breathing, or taking a slow walk outside, noticing the colors of the trees, the sound of the birds, the feeling of the breeze on your face. You don't have to sit cross-legged on a mountaintop. You just have to notice your life as it's happening. Some of my patients like to combine mindfulness with gratitude. At the end of the day, they think of 3 small things that made them smile. It might be a warm cup of coffee, a phone call with an old friend, or a beautiful sunset. These small moments of awareness actually protect your memory by calming your brain and encouraging it to grow stronger. And while we're talking about protecting your memory, let's touch on one final piece of the plan that often gets overlooked: movement. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless you want to. I'm talking about gentle, regular movement that keeps the blood flowing to your brain. Movement, even something as simple as a daily walk or a few minutes of stretching, increases circulation, delivers oxygen and nutrients to brain cells, and helps new brain connections form. You can think of exercise as fertilizer for your mind. Every step you take helps your memory grow stronger. And if walking isn't easy for you, that's okay. Share exercises, light dancing, water aerobics. There are so many ways to move that fit your body's needs. The key is to find something you enjoy and can do consistently. Movement isn't just about muscles and bones. It's about keeping your brain young and alive. One woman I worked with, Helen, started doing simple chair yoga at 85 years old. She told me she hadn't felt that clear-minded in decades. She joked, "I thought I was just stretching my arms, but it stretched my memory too, you see." The mind and body are never truly separate. What helps one helps the other. So when you move your body with kindness and consistency, you are investing in a sharper, happier brain for years to come. As we wrap up this beautiful journey through your 7-day brain training plan, I want you to remember something deeply important. It's never too late to improve your memory. No matter where you're starting from, you have the power to nourish, protect, and rebuild your mind. One small, loving choice at a time. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything all at once. You just have to begin. With a glass of water, a 5-minute walk, a simple brain game, a heartfelt conversation, a quiet moment of gratitude. These tiny actions are like seeds, and over time, they grow into a stronger, brighter, more resilient memory. I truly believe your best days are not behind you. They are still ahead. And your mind, with all its memories, hopes, dreams, and stories, deserves all the love and care you can give it. If you found even one idea today that inspired you, I'd love for you to share it in the comments. Tell us what you're most excited to try. And if you're facing memory challenges or have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You're never alone on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tips and encouragement. We're building a community here, and you're an important part of it. Here's to your strength, your joy, and your amazing, powerful mind. Keep shining, because the world needs your light.